Hi guys, welcome back. Classic Arcade Repairs. Good to have you here with me. Today I just put onto the bench another Tempest set. And this Tempest set has our favorite kind of ROM sockets. The old Atari style sockets. This one, I was told, has a short. So let's immediately go to what is always short on these boards, which is this tantalum right here. See that? So what we're going to do is we're going to cut that baby right out and see if our short goes away. And no more short. See this? I can get on the that tantalum cap is flat out shorted. So that guy needs to go bye-bye. See that? Now there's no short. But if I get on top of the tantalum cap, see that? Flat short. Well, that's number one to repair. This thing doesn't look like it's ever really been worked on. This kind of broke off of the leg. We can re-tack that down. Yeah, this thing's never really been messed with, so this thing is going to require quite a bit of maintenance, but we'll see what it does right away. We can hook it up now. You know, that we've eliminated this short circuit, we can fire it up and see what happens. See if it does anything. But for this thing to go into a game and be solid and never have to worry about it, lots of maintenance has to be done. All of these sockets, these things are so flaky on the auxiliary board. So yeah, I wonder, has this even been reflowed or resoldered here? It has not. I can't see very well, but I bet you that's cracked solder city. Cracked solder joint city, I bet you. Let me try putting on my glasses. Oh yeah. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. Right off the bat, I counted 11 cracked joints on that. There might be more. And 1, the main ground is cracked. 2, this one's not as bad, but 3, 4, 5. Yeah, lots of cracked joints. A lot of maintenance to do on this guy, which we will do. So we'll plan our attack and be back. Okay, I have Tempest hooked up. I removed all of the caps because I just wanted to get, one of them was shorted, and I removed all of them. I still have the regulators in here, but I've got this thing hooked up. I've got it turned on, actually. It's in test. No, it's not in test, but I'm just getting a dot on the screen. I got it hooked up to the scope up there. So I'm gonna Just kind of poke around a little bit on this thing and look at some voltages. I already looked at 5 volts and it was set at like 4.9. So yeah, that's 4.8, which is good enough. And over here we have 15.2. And negative 15. So our, those voltages are good on there. But we get absolutely nothing. Just a dot. So our voltages are all fine, but we get a dot. And remember, I haven't messed with this at all. We have cracked joints on these, but this thing doesn't do anything. So we've removed the negative 15 short. And I do remember seeing damage up here. There is damage, and there has to be a trace repair up here. I'm going to show you that. I did see this. There's damage on the board right here where something looks like something hit it right through here. And I kind of took my iron and went along that and made sure that that was good. You see where the scrape is at. That's all good right there. Right here is where it broke. You can see the trace breaks right there. Those have to be repaired. Those 2 traces right there that were busted, those have to be fixed. That's the only thing that looks damaged on the board. The only place that I saw. Otherwise it's decent looking. Looks there might be a short right there. I'll just run my iron over that and straighten it out, clean it up. So first things first is I'm going to do the repair up here, and maybe reseat everything. Oh, this thing isn't doing anything. You can see there's just nothing going on up there. And I put it in test, it still doesn't do anything. There's no sound either. Yeah. Nope, nothing. Okay. So let's go ahead and start tearing this board set down. This repair needs to be done. I'm going to rebuild up here the analog section, and I think I'll resolder these guys, resolder that one, and might as well tear these sockets up off the board and get these sockets replaced. So a lot of work to do, but I'll see you back when that's all done. Well, I tell you, it's a good thing this thing was dead. Oh God, look at that thing. Oh, is it dead? Hold on a second. Oh God, if it moves, I'm gonna freak out. Ah, shit. Shoot, sorry. Oh God. Ah. Oh, it's dead, I think. Okay, all right. Oh, for God's sake. Oh, look at that. Look at that thing. Oh, that's freaking gross. Oh God. Oh, shit. Oh man, this is like, oh, this is stalemating this board repair. Oh goodness. I gotta get that thing out of there. Is there any more? Oh gosh. Oh, the hazards of board repair. Oh. All right, I'm gonna get one of my paper towels over there, and whew, God, just gives me the willies. Oh. All right, I'll be back. All right, progress report. I have all of the op amps out of the board. I've got it recapped, even this guy. I've got the regulators out. We'll replace those guys. Down here, I have the sockets out. All of the sockets removed nicely. I replaced this guy because this thing was the solder was so oxidized. This thing was so oxidized, the original one, that it wouldn't solder. I just couldn't solder it. So I removed it and I replaced it with this guy. So we're ready for, I'm going to finish this area up here first. I'm going to socket, put the 8-pin sockets in, put the 2 regulators in. And then we'll socket this board. And this one will be done. This guy right here, I have all of the sockets removed nicely. These sockets are gold dual wipes, original gold dual wipe sockets, so I'm not replacing those at all. And I did verify this whole software set. All of the bipolar ROMs that are on that board I verified, and I verified all of the EEPROMs in my reader. So I know all the software is good. So that's a good way to start. So we'll go ahead and finish these boards up, get them populated, and then we'll come back and be ready to fire up and see if we have a difference. Alright, so I have, that's the auxiliary board for this set. I have a good auxiliary board that I use for testing main boards. This is a good working, this is mine. It's actually Todd's, I believe, my friend Todd's, but it's a good working Tempest auxiliary board that I use for mains. Anyway, I got this guy all repopulated, and it is up here on the scope. You can see this is centered, so instead of being centered, it's way down in one corner. It's like in one quadrant of the screen. And you'll see this thing is also hooked up to this, but you'll see it only comes up during the Tempest right here. You'll see it in the lower part of the screen. See that? It's down in this corner right down here, just like it is up here on my scope. So the picture is only going into one of the 4 quadrants of the monitor, so it's got to be an analog output issue. So yeah, all of the I mean the logic is working. You can see it's good in the, you know, it's good there. I believe, you know, if the 3D shapes are good, I don't know. We'll have to look. Here comes the Tempest, so you'll see it over here. There it is. And then it goes away. And I do not think that any of that stuff is working. I'm gonna kind of center this and blow it up. Where'd you go? There you are. Yeah, it's not, none of the polygons are working. None of the, you know, whatever you want to call it, they're not working. So, Yeah, so we got issues a little bit. I'm going to put this back down. Let's turn this off. And I'm going to recenter it, and it's pretty close. And turn that off. So I'm going to analog switches. We got X and Y. It's global. It's both X and Y because it's offset. The whole thing's offset. So it's the X circuit and the Y circuit. This is global. This DAC is global. I'll go ahead and I'm going to look at the schematic and try to find X and Y together. Something is something in this analog section is no good. So let me go ahead and look around. Okay, we are fired back up, and at least now, and it's still down in the one corner, but at least now the polygon, the tunnel, the play field, whatever, that works now. You can see it. See that? Yeah, that's working now. That's a good thing. That was just a broken trace on this thing that I replaced. I just had to fix a trace. I took my logic probe and just probed it down in these and made sure that all of these were active, and one of them was not. So that fixed that. So now I will get back to looking over the analog section to find out what is wrong with that thing only being in one of the corners, one of the 4 quadrants. Well, I just went ahead. I had to replace 2 pots. 2 of the pots disintegrated, broke right off the board, and I went ahead and replaced all 4 of these guys. Those guys right there, I replaced all 4 of them. I had to do a trace repair right here with a little wire wrap going underneath the socket there, and that might be grounding out on that. Yeah, that's not good. I gotta doctor that up. Yeah, I will secure that. What I'll probably do is squish it up against this and put a dot of hot glue on there to keep it from shorting, because that don't look good. Yeah. Yeah, that was bad. That was a bad repair by me right there. But we'll fix it. I'll press it up against the socket and put a little glue along there so it'll keep it from ever shorting. It'll never short out. So, but I replaced those 4 guys right there, and we are good to go. I had to adjust the pots. I went ahead and shot them with some of this stuff, deoxit. And the main board is good. Now I just got to work on this guy right here, because remember, I'm using my good one that I have here at the shop. So the hard part's done. Yeah. The hard part is done. Looking great. So I will move on to his auxiliary board. I got to socket it, put all the sockets in it, and I already know that all of the RAM, all of these are good. You know what I could do is I could put his chips in this board and make sure, and test his chips in this board. I think I'll go ahead and do that. I'll put his 4 processors in here and his 2 pokies and see how they come up. Okay, I got the hot glue gun out, and I have kind of squished this inward there, see? Maybe you can see. Is that the right one? Yeah. I don't have my glasses on, so I can't really see the screen very well. But I squished that little wire kind of underneath there. I'm going to glue around there. And while I'm going to replace this too. I'm going to replace this LED. That LED is no good. And can't have that. And that board don't have an LED. So I'm going to put an LED in that one and an LED in this one. And yeah, I just wanted to make sure it was still working after moving that wire. And it is, and I'll glue it down. So I'll go ahead and do that. Alright, and I have tested all of his 40-pin chips. All the processors are good. You can see by the green dot, and the 2 pokies are good. And I got my board put back together. And I have glued around here. You keep that safe and secure. Now we'll go ahead and fire it up. And I have it in test. So let's take it out of test. And there she is. So this main board is all set. It needs to do the old run test, the burn test, but that'll come with the other board. So now I'm going to start on the other board. I got to put all the sockets in it, and then I'm going to put an LED in it. And while I'm at that, I'm going to put an LED in this guy too. So get to it. Almost done. Also, what I have to do with this repair, this job right here, I am making an interconnect cable for a customer. I am not going to film that. It's just simply crimping pins on these, you know. So, but that'll be the final thing. But I'm going to go ahead and start working on the auxiliary board. And hopefully I have 2 red LEDs. I'm pretty sure I do. So I'll get to that and I'll be back. Okay. This is the auxiliary board with a new LED. Nice and bright. New LED up here. Nice and bright. All socketed. Even that socket is new. And we are running and we are looking good. And I can put it into test. And it's looking good. Reset. No errors. Good to go. So I'll hook up Trackball and make sure that movement works. I make sure sound works on this guy right now. We can go and hook this to ground. Find a ground. Let's coin this thing up. Okay, and start. Yep. Fire. Zap. Okay. Good. Looks perfect. Sounds perfect. Just make sure the trackball works. It's going to work because the pokey's good. So I'm going to hook it up anyway and mess with the trackball. And then I have to build one of these. You know, once the boards are put how they go. So I'll go ahead and hook up the trackball. I'll be right back. So I just got the trackball hooked up, and all of a sudden I have MathBox problem. See, a little goofy. My guess is that is one of these guys. So I will find out which one of those is bad. Process of elimination. I'll be back with the culprit. Looks like I found my culprit right here. One baddie. Well, I got him replaced. And now all that is left to do is let it run. And I did test the trackball, it does work. Which I knew it would, so that's really it. So let's set the camera up and try to play a game of Sideways Tempest. That'll be impossible, but let's try it. Alrighty, I'm gonna cut a couple lights. Tempest after dark. Alright, this is not going to be easy, but whatever. Let's give it a shot. Insert coin. There we go. Coin is started. And we're going to just start at the beginning. Ridiculous. Super lit! Alright. I can't believe I'm doing this good. I can't even really see what I'm doing. I think that's it. Yep. Well, that's a successful play test. I'm going to go turn the lights back on. Awesome. Tempest. All right. So all that's left to do on this is let it run, burn test. And I've got the standoffs for it, and I'm going to construct one of these, and that'll complete this guy. So what did we do here? Well, all new sockets. I cleaned all of these legs nice and shiny with my my Dremel and brass wire wheel. So they are nice and clean. Nice new sockets everywhere. I cleaned all the chips. I cleaned the legs on these. I cleaned the legs on all of this stuff. New sockets over here. New LEDs. Up here, 2 new pots. The black pots are new. I cleaned the other pots with deoxit. These 4 1495 chips are new. The 4 TL082 op amps are new. The regulators, voltage regulators are new, and these power caps are all new. This new tantalum guy. Did this board repair right here, little trace repair. I replaced this header. Replaced that header. I resoldered this header. Yeah, one of these guys was bad. Replaced that. That's about it. I believe that's about it. Yeah, so we went from this thing doing nothing and being completely dead when I first got it to this. And all this stuff is nice and new. This out analog junk. Alright guys, that's gonna do it for this one. I'm gonna let it run for a while, and then I'll construct the I'll do that tomorrow. But that's elementary, you know. No big deal. I'm gonna let this guy run for a few hours, 3, 4, 5 hours, something like that. I'll just forget about it for a while. And yeah, look at those nice LEDs. Actually, let's turn off the light. Hi, Boo Boo. Hi, Boo Boo. Meow. Boo Boo likes my Donkey Kong game. So let's turn these off and let's check out these LEDs. Ooh, look at them. You can see them from here. It looks like 2 eyeballs from Tempest. So cool. Such a cool game. New LEDs. Look at that. Awesome. Alright guys. I do appreciate it. Like and subscribe. All that good stuff. Visit me over on Patreon. Some cool stuff over there. Cool stuff in the works. So yeah. Thanks a lot guys. And we will see you on the next Classic Arcade Repair. Peace out guys.